All right, the all-new Polaris Ranger.
Polaris Ranger. Thing is sweet. I couldn't believe the video. So there's Polaris videos and there's a Diesel Brothers video.
Yeah.
So I would highly encourage you to watch both because I think the Polaris video is a little bit more daring as far as the testing and all that stuff and showing you the features like the glove box and things like that. But the Diesel Brothers is a very professional presentation of
Fun.
Yeah. It's a fun presentation of the vehicle. So
and a different way to test things, just kind of like we do, right?
Yeah.
Like we do weird, quirky things to test things. You know, like doing a pull contest with a dozer and a Bronco.
Yeah. But we're just not as cool as those guys are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about the line.
But it's all new year. I mean this month. We have Honda. They just dropped. Sorry, Honda guys. Nothing to get excited about.
Nothing exciting.
YXZ just dropped. Sorry, 10 years on the road. Still the same platform.
Same car.
I really thought they were going to throw a turbo down this year. I really did. And
I thought they were
excited
going to
about
at
it.
least throw. I mean, I saw some schematics and patents on a new frame design.
Well, they've
and
had
new
some
suspension.
patents for a long time. I
Yeah.
don't know why they're not doing it.
Yeah. Maybe they're just waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
But for
I
now,
love the YXZ, even though you guys think I don't. But I do love driving it.
Yeah.
But if it had a turbo and a better suspension setup, I'd be there tomorrow.
If we had our choice, we would probably get a fleet of YXZs so people could hop in the YXZs and do the track all on YXZs, even platform, and see what that car could pull. Because it is a great track car.
It's a fun track car.
Yeah, very good track car. So,
but the whole reason we're here is the big Ranger release. And that thing
is sick.
I'm not a utility guy.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about that car.
Yeah. And I'm not going to call it a car at this point. I'm going to call it a truck.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about your
why
experience?
it's a truck.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're
it
a farm
has,
boy.
yeah.
What's
Why
up with
I
this
would
thing?
call that a truck is more or less because it has a tow haul feature.
Mm-hmm.
It has a weight to where you can put it's a 50% bigger bed.
Yep.
But on top of that, it has enough spring and shock to hold pretty much the same amount as an F-150.
Yeah, it's 1500 cc.
Yeah.
So it's got a really good displacement, a lot of torque.
Yeah.
Only 110 horsepower, but a lot of torque. I think this thing's going to be a game changer.
And an electric dump bed.
That's the big selling feature for me is that dump bed. 1,700 pounds of towing capacity. Now, one thing that I did want to mention is on the video, I got all pumped up when it showed the 32-inch tires with that nice tread pattern and all that stuff.
They look nice.
When I went to the Polaris website, it's only a 30-inch tire.
I mean, growing up on the farm, we had Rangers. Started out with a Rhino, moved to a Ranger. The Ranger was fun on the farm. I had a great time. Other than it just wasn't built for the farm very well. I mean, we had cracked plastic. I mean, the windshield. We hit a tree. I mean, we hit a lot of things.
Yeah.
Probably too many things to mention. But it didn't have a lot of protection. But now it has a ton of protection from the front bumpers to the top of the hood to the roof rack, the big rack on the back, and the rack on top. Mm-hmm. Like thinking about it as a farmer, poles like for fences and stuff like that, they're pretty long. They were always falling out. Same with chainsaws. Everything was falling out of the back of my Ranger. It was probably because I was going 2 miles an hour too fast or more. And so everything was bucking out, right? But with this, like, there's all of that stuff. You can snap your shovels.
Yeah.
And all sorts of your irrigation stuff, when you're checking pivots. And then you could put poles on the top if they're really long poles.
Yeah.
And strap them up there. Like, this is an ultimate, I'd be stoked as a farmer, other than looking at the price tag.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of farmers have to use like their F-150 or their Chevy 1500 or Dodge 1500 to get the work done. But this truck, I mean, you get beat up in trucks. They're really bouncy, really heavy. This car, or this truck, it's got great suspension. You're going to be able to get stuff done on the farm and on the trails a lot faster than you would in a truck. So
well, you're going to have everything.
Yeah.
You can put, and then the suspension. I mean, they put that heavy tire on there, right?
Yeah.
And the thing didn't even sag. My
I was
own
impressed by
3/4
that.
ton diesel sags more than that when you put that much weight in the back.
Yeah.
That thing didn't even sag.
It's got serious bed capacity and towing capacity. The Northstar Ultimate, you're getting a 30-inch tire. So going to a 32 would be an upgrade. I was disappointed in that. On the Diesel Brothers video, I was thinking it came with those tires, but it doesn't. But the stock North Star Ultimate has 15 inches of clearance, so that's big, you know, and it has high clearance A-arms. So as you're going down the trail, I did notice that you're going to have some good clearance over stumps and logs and stuff like that. It's going to be really good. So
I mean,
what are you going to pick? Like,
well, the funny thing is, you just said, what are you going to pick?
Yeah.
Well, I just bought an Expedition because the new hot thing was the Expedition. I would be too, man.
Yeah.
If I just bought an Expedition, I'd be ticked. I'd want this Ranger over an Expedition.
I would want the Ranger over the Expedition.
I mean, you have everything the Expedition has and more.
Yeah.
You have the 1500 cc's now, so you have a bigger motor, and then you don't have a belt, you know, and then you have a dump bed. Like, I mean, why would you want an Expedition over the Ranger? I mean, if you have a reason, tell us.
Yeah. So I think, you know, here's what we need to know. If you're going to pick an Expedition or Ranger, one of the reasons why I would pick the Expedition is because you do get the camper shell. It's an option, but, you know, I don't know if I'd really need that. And you do have the fold down back seats. I like that in the Expedition. Now, I've heard, and you guys can correct us in the comments if we're wrong, but I've heard that the cab of the Expedition gets really dusty and dirty. And I've heard that it's a really noisy cab. And I've also heard that the back doors barely open, so it's only like kids could get back in there. So if you got your hands on a Ranger, you know, tell us how it compares to those three things. And what would you choose? Would you choose a Ranger or an Expedition?
I mean, I honestly believe Polaris just came out with the Expedition, what, a month or two ago?
Yeah. They're sold out. They sold like hotcakes.
They're selling like hotcakes, but my point is it's the exact same manufacturer. Do I really see those things going away? Well, I'm just saying, like the noise from the motor, from the Expedition. The Expedition complaints, the cab doors, I don't see really probably there being really a difference there.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was Can-Am that had done the Expedition and Polaris had done the Ranger, maybe we see a difference.
Yeah. It's interesting because, you know, I've noticed that a lot of the Expedition owners are coming from the Pro R genre. You know, they looked at that comfort mode and the electronic suspension, and I think a lot of people were thinking, like, this is going to be a nice, comfortable car, but it's a sporty, racy, dune, off-road racing machine. And it's
a lot of torque, a lot of power.
It's noisy. It's not really a comfortable car if you just want to cruise around the campground. Now the Expedition, on the other hand, on the trails, it's going to be, you know, pretty quiet, pretty comfortable, and a lot less dust, you know, than having your open roll cage. So I think a lot of people went from the Pro R to the Expedition, you know, and now it's like, I just bought an Expedition, and this new Ranger came out. This thing is legit. It's serious business.
Honestly, I knew the Ranger was coming out, and when it was coming out, I was like, I didn't even like take a second glance at it initially. I was like, whatever. And then it came out, I was like, what? I would rather have this over the Expedition. Yeah. My only number one concern with it is just going to be the fact that we just talked about how it's like a truck, and they put a ton of weight in it, and it didn't even like squish the springs at all. I'm just concerned about the ride being rough. You do see in the video of them Bajaing, and it does look like it can handle some G-outs, but I'd really like to see that in true life personality, because it's hard to think that won't be a rigid car when it can do everything a truck can, withstand all that weight, and still have a good ride. So that would be my only concern, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you're usually not buying a Ranger to go rock crawling, right? So you're not needing the best ride ever. You're going down like little dirt roads, little fire roads, stuff like that to go to the pivots, stuff like that. So probably be just fine in that scenario.
I mean, before when the Expedition came out, I thought it would be, it's like, wow, you know, Defender is so much less, like, but with this, there's so much game-changing technology and features in this new truck that I think it's a no-brainer. It's a big move. It's not a small move.
Yeah, I mean, if the dollar is tight, you really just go to the Can-Am and you buy the base model Can-Am, and I mean, they're like half the price of these Rangers.
Yeah, like a Defender. Well, this is a different class.
Yeah, but at the same time, you are comparing apples to oranges.
At this
point.
Like
this thing,
Yeah.
I don't know. Polaris is just like, dude, we're coming in with.
It's like, what are they gonna come out with next? And they just dropped new Razor models, new colorways.
Yeah.
We haven't even dived into what they're gonna offer, what's different. So,
yeah.
What car are you gonna pick? I mean, there's new stuff coming out all the time now. It's exciting.
It's release after release.
Yeah. Does anybody have any money left?
No one's gonna have any money left.
We're gonna sell our real cars to get these cars.
Sell the truck, sell the cars. Let's buy an Expedition, a Ranger, and a Polaris. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's awesome. I'm loving all the new stuff that Polaris is putting out.
Yep.
The XP1000 was a game changer. From what their old model was. The Ranger, huge game changer, and then they did the Expedition, which was their own new platform of an Overlander.
Yeah.
They are throwing everything at us.
And I don't want to make the Expedition sound like it's not cool.
It's a sweet.
It's a game-changing rig. It's a totally new class.
Yeah.
But man, this Ranger is awesome. So
I love the Ranger setup.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in to Desert SXS.
Thanks for watching.
Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
August 20th.